because I think he's still echoing from. And I did send out the. Did we post the link in the other group?
I did.
Okay, awesome. And I still hear Nick coming through there. So. All right, guys. So anyway, so what we wanted to do is we just wanted to have a open venue where people could ask questions, people could, share testimonials about what's going on with the company. Obviously, this is being recorded, so it's something that's going to be up on our YouTube channel, and people will come across there and they'll find stuff, and maybe maybe it's an opportunity. Somebody will connect with you and have your information. So I can still hear Nick in the background.
He just dropped out.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool. Unfortunately, he had to drop out, but he just sent me a message. He said the internet sucks. Oh, not in general, just his internet there, I think. So if you guys, I think that, again, so we wanted to have a little venue here where people could perhaps share some information. I know, Catherine, you've had quite a run with your business. You've been with the company now for what, 3, 4 years? 5 years?
Almost 3.5.
Okay, so 3.5 years. And awesome. And I mean, just we've got a lot of exciting things that are happening right now with the company. All the growth that we're experiencing right now. With obviously, we just had our convention. For those of you that maybe watch, we just had our convention in the middle of January, and since that time, we've just had an incredible growth in the company. And
okay.
There you are, Nick.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, awesome. And certainly, Catherine, you've experienced yourself as a result of that growth that's happened some awesome things as well, right?
Absolutely. I actually got to spend the day outside working in the yard because of the so being able to do that on a Friday morning is pretty amazing. Something I never would have.
Your volume's a little bit low.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you go ahead? Can you say that again, what you said?
Yeah, I was just saying that it's created a lot of opportunity. I look like this right now because I got to be outside working in my yard all day because of the freedom that FES has given me and the flexibility that my family has because of it. So it's been an amazing opportunity for me and for my family and something I've really enjoyed doing. Great.
Awesome. And I mean, Nick, you're over in Nick. I don't know if you're able to come through clearly or not. But you're over the Philippines, and you're still obviously working your business from over the Philippines, right?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. What time is it over there, by the way?
Even with, it's 8:30 in the morning.
Holy! Oh, it's not that. That's not bad. So you had to get up a little earlier, huh?
Well, when I normally sleep until 11.
Okay.
Come on, I woke up at 7. Gee whiz.
So, I mean, you're still doing your thing. You're over in the Philippines. I see you're making posts online and still looking for customers, looking for agents for your business. So that's kind of cool, right?
It is. It's, if I had a better internet connection, it would work a whole lot better. But, hey, I do with it what I can.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Brenda, how are you doing? I mean, Brenda, how long have you been with us now?
Just 4 months.
Okay, so you're just getting started.
Yeah, it's 4 months. I got my 5, so I have 3.
Awesome.
I'm thankful for that.
So you're getting your services for free.
Yeah, this next month will be my first month. My services for free.
Awesome, very cool. And that's one of the first goals that we try to help the agents to accomplish when they come on board is get those first 5 so that they can get all the services for free. So congratulations on that. That's very cool.
Thank you. I also got 2 new agents this month.
Okay, so you're getting promoted.
Yeah, I got promoted to a field trainer.
Very cool, very cool. And I'm sorry, where did you say you were located at again?
Eastern Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. Okay. Who is your, if you don't mind me asking, who's your sponsor?
A young lady named Carla, which she is sponsored out with Nicola Jackson.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Awesome. So, I mean, have you been to a training yet? Have you been to one of our SOS
I
trainings
went
yet?
to SOS training the beginning of the month.
Okay. And so, what were your thoughts on that?
Beautiful. I had a very good time. I had Derek Smith was the trainer.
Okay.
I think he's a VP or RVP
Awesome.
out of Maryland. It was a great.
Okay.
I learned a lot, a whole lot.
Okay. So you learned a lot.
Yeah, and those 2 days, I learned a whole lot.
Awesome. And that's one of the things that I think really, and I'm sure that everybody that's here that I can see so far has been to a training, NSOS training. That's one of the things that really makes us unique about, or in our industry, if you will, the fact that we have our own university. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot, right? I mean, a lot of companies out there, they don't, people have to go to generic trainings, if you will, right?
Hmm.
And here at FES, we've got our own FES University, and certainly the information that we receive over the weekend, with the mechanics on how to build our business and the mindset that's required, and then all the advanced trainings that we have available for the agents is, again, very cool that we have that as a company, and it's one of the reasons why we're having the success today that we're having in the marketplace. So awesome, and congratulations again on your promotion and on getting to an SOS and having your five people on board now. I
Thank
see we
you.
got some other people coming. Charles, can you hear us okay? And we got Daphne. Daphne, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Mark.
Hey, Charles, awesome.
How are
Welcome,
you?
welcome onto the broadcast.
Just so
I
you
am
guys know, if you click the blue button in the upper left corner, it says chat. You can type questions in the chat box. Um, right now, we can pretty much hear all of you, but if we keep adding more, we'll start kind of muting lines out so we don't get a lot of feedback, just so you know what's going on.
Catherine, say that one more time.
You guys can type here. Hold on.
Okay, I see it. I see it over in, yeah. So up in the upper left-hand corner, you have the chat box up there. If you have a question that you want to chant. Daphne said she can't hear anything.
That was me. I had a bad mic. I fixed it.
Gotcha. Okay. Daphne, you can hear us now?
Hopefully, it can come through. So yeah, you can type in that chat box if you have questions.
I accidentally muted her. Daphne, can you hear us now? You muted Daphne, it says. Hang on, let me see something here. Daphne, can you hear me? So I wanted to hear from Charles. What's going on with you in Atlanta? You bet.
I just got off the line with somebody just a few minutes ago. She's with Lexington Law, so I was telling her about the program that we have. So I've got some information I need to send her.
Awesome.
He wants to get rid of them guys.
Yeah, and we're hearing. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with Daphne. Um, does it show that she's muted, Catherine?
No.
Okay, it
Let me look here.
must be something on her end.
She is muted.
Nope, there she is. Yeah.
Now she's not.
Awesome.
But she can still hear us even if she's muted.
I think I might have muted her. Daphne, can you hear us now? Okay, so Charles, yeah, we're hearing a lot of. It's funny because a lot of people that are with Lexington Law. I should say a lot of people. We are coming across a lot of their clients that are in their program that are switching. As a matter of fact, I just had a gentleman this past week that switched from them to us once he took a look at the protection plan and all of the services and the price point being less, and getting, you know, the credit reporting module, the credit repair, the positive credit builder, the credit attorney, the identity theft protection. I mean, I just mean when you think about all the services that are in that package, I mean, it's like it's a no-brainer for somebody when you take a look at that in comparison to, you know, perhaps what Lexington Law is doing for people. So that's a very easy thing to overcome because of all the things that are in that program. So, anybody else have any come across anybody that was with another that was looking at another company or is now with us that perhaps you talked with?
I talked to a guy this week with Lexington Law that's switching over with us on the 20th when his time is up with them, and he's been with them for a while and hasn't seen many results at all, so he's really excited. Plus, you know, there's 12 extra services with us compared to one. So he's pretty excited to have that happen.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, it just it's cheaper, and they get so much more value, and that was what the guy told me that when he took a look at it, he actually called them up and canceled that day and just got finally enrolled yesterday. He took a he wanted to make sure his membership there was canceled, but I mean, his comments back were the value of your package. He says absolutely incredible. So, does anybody have any questions? Brenda, you have any questions about anything? Or Cecilia, can you hear us out there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. How are you doing? Where are you located at?
I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. And how long have you been with us?
About a week or two.
Oh, so you're brand new.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Congratulations. So what made you join up with us?
Um, actually, the products and everything, they're pretty much a no-brainer.
Okay. So you like the products.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so you have yourself scheduled for a training at this point?
Not now. But I will be going to the next one, hopefully.
I think they actually have something coming up, if I'm not mistaken. We have something coming up in Atlanta the end of April.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
Oh, I'm pulling it up
if
right now.
FESuniversity.com, that's our
Mhm.
training platform. That's where the itineraries are at. And you know, one thing that everybody will tell you that has achieved any level of position in the company or won any awards or going on cruises and just participating at a high level, they're all products of the training, myself included. And certainly we would encourage you to get yourself trained as quickly as possible. There she goes. I think Daphne finally got on.
Wait, it disappeared.
That's okay. So yeah, one thing that we would certainly tell you is, you know, make sure that you participate in the training. Get yourself trained as quickly as possible because it's only going to make your life easier. It's only going to make your business so much easier to build, and you know, learning how to get customers and setting up corporate accounts, and that's what the training's for, man. It's something that you, again, we were talking earlier. We're very fortunate as a company to have our own university, you know, to teach the agents. So. You know, make sure that you do that for yourself. Give yourself the best opportunity to get yourself trained. So, awesome. Daphne, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you this evening?
Awesome, thank you. I'm glad that you're finally able to get connected with us.
Yes, I just had
Very
to
cool.
adjust the settings. It was my part. Sorry.
Okay, cool. No problem. So, Daphne, I know. How long have you been with us now? Just
About 3 months.
okay. Awesome, awesome. And so, what do you think? What's
I
your?
think it's wonderful. It's different from being in the corporate world, and I'm just learning to adjust to that. I'm used to being in the corporate world where everything's kind of fed to you. You know, you go to trainings, and the trainings are this day, and here's all the information that you need, and here I'm in charge of it, so I have to be held accountable to it. So I've been listening to my CDs and holding myself accountable.
Awesome.
But it's
Very
great.
cool. Very cool. Very cool. And yeah, you're right. I mean, it's a huge, it's a big change from coming from whether it's corporate America or just having a traditional job coming into this type of environment and having to hold yourself accountable. And it's not. It looks easy. It looks easier than it is. But when you're your own
Yes.
boss, you know, yeah, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, would I hire myself to, for this job? Right.
I like that.
Right.
I like that.
Certainly there's some days when I might question that. So
90 days.
right, right. Awesome, awesome. And I know that you've been to some trainings as well, right, Daphne? You've been to the
Yes.
SOS trainings.
Yes,
Yeah, I like that.
I've gone to the SOS training that was in Detroit, and that was my first one. I actually joined at the conference. And so
Okay.
to me, that was a huge SOS training there.
That's awesome.
But after I came back, I went to the SOS training in Detroit.
Okay. Very cool. So you actually went to a training, and then joined the business that weekend.
I went to the SOS convention
Okay.
and
Oh, you
joined
went to the
there.
convention and joined it.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool.
It was
Okay.
wonderful, Mark. It was like being there and seeing all the tools that they give you to succeed. When they talked about Genie, I got up afterwards and I told Daniel Cunningham, who's my upline, I said, hey, sign me up now. There's no way that you can fail here because they give you the tools to succeed. And then after that, they went in and talked about the season pass holder.
Hmm.
And it was at that time I was like, okay, I need to go to these trainings. They say that training is the key. I'll be going to lots of these.
Oh,
And
you
if you add them all up, I was like, okay, it makes no sense. I need to get a
do?
SOS the season pass holder. And I became a season pass holder at the same time.
Awesome. And certainly, being a season pass holder, I mean, and you can attest to this. I mean, you're coming from corporate America. I mean, how much schooling and training and did you have to go through in order to get where you're at today, right? I
Yes,
mean,
exactly.
yeah, and unfortunately, some people, they come into this business and they feel, for whatever reason, they don't want to get trained.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because we all know. I mean, many of us that are here on this webinar. I mean, we've all had to go through some type of schooling, some type of training. We know that in order to be successful at whatever it is we do, that's part of what we have to do. And
Exactly.
yeah, and people for some reason they struggle with that concept of being trained. So,
Exactly.
Stephen Barfield, can you
Black
hear us
actually was
okay?
good too. It's a medium?
Stephen
Yep, I'm here,
Barfield.
Mark. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
What?
I sure can. Welcome,
Okay.
welcome
Yep.
here.
We got background noise.
Yes, we do. We have some. If you guys can, if you're not talking, or if you have background noise, just mute yourself out a little bit so that we don't pick that up.
If
Stephen,
you're on your phone like me, you could tap on your screen and the microphone mute to come on.
okay, cool. You're on your phone, huh? Awesome.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Yeah, I'm
Very
kind of
cool.
jammed up, but I wanted to get on. Thanks, Catherine, for getting me on there.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
to send out a couple of links. Apparently, the link that I sent out was not the right one. It's been a while since I've used the system. Stephen, you were in Chicago here recently, right?
Yep, I was in Chicago.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome. Like that I never been to a SOS that big before.
very
I
cool.
mean, it was crazy. So many people there, things selling out, people emotional. It was like a small convention to me.
Okay,
Like
very cool.
yep, it was like a small version. Um, I've been real busy today. You know, of course, it's follow up Friday. So I've been doing a bunch of follow ups today. I I think my referral business may be going kind of strong. I had got a referral that I done with Catherine. She done an awesome job on the three-way call. That was a couple of days ago, but today I got 3 referrals. You know, so I just put the people on the videos, and I'm gonna follow up with them tomorrow unless someone's anxious and they get at me tonight. Also, Sixo went to Chicago with me. He closed. Yeah, he closed the protection plan today. So
Very cool.
we worked together on that. And I have a lead. I know we not a lead. I have a potential. I know we never supposed to be excited about potentials until they do something or whatnot. But this one, she got me kind of excited for a number of reasons. She was looking for credit restoration. She also became a referral. So we're talking and stuff, and she was saying, she's explaining to me how her family just started a real estate company, and her family, they have to get their credit, together, because she want to make sure all of them can be able to buy a home. That's what she wanted in a real estate company. So she told me, she said, I'm gonna sign up for credit restoration. And she saw the video. She saw the protection plan video. So she said, I want to sign up. I'm gonna sign my mother up, and my brother is gonna join as protection plan members.
Right.
So she also told me, and what a coincidence, on the 20th. So like Catherine looking forward for the 20th, I am too. She also told me she had 3 people that needs to enroll also. They shared, she shared the video with them, and they coming down to her office and enroll. I guess they doing some real estate business down there. So, I was just asking her a few more questions. Is this her office? And what's going on? And she was telling me about real estate projects, and I just asked her. I said, well, it sounds like you got something in the works. If you were able, to get your credit restored for free, the potential of getting the $87 waived, and probably make some additional income or whatever. Would you be open to something like that? And she was like, yeah, how can I do that? And sometimes when I'm having good conversation with people, I know what to send them, just depending on the conversation. So,
Right.
I asked her, where are you at right now? And she said, I'm in my car. I said, I got a video that I want to show you. She said, well, I can watch it in my car real fast. I'm like, nah, because it's not real fast, and I don't want to, put you in a position where it may be buffering or anything like that. And she was like, well, I'm just 5 minutes away from my office. So I sent her the link, protectionatpays.com. And like I said, and she said, like it was more conversation. I'm just trying to speed things up. But, basically she like, I said, this video you need time because it's 40 minutes long. She said, well, I'm 5 minutes away from my office. I could just go to my office and I'll watch it. So I texted her the link. I said, you're going to go past 1 and you're going to go past 2. You're going to click on the tab that says Detailed Corporate Overview. I called her back 2 hours later, and she was like, yeah, I want to do this. She got some things that some concerns, basically. How fast would it take for me to get educated on this? Are you guys about to jam me with a whole bunch of information? I just explained to her, no, it's at your own pace. I'm going to work with you. And, you named, including yourself, 5 people that want to be protection plan members. You sure your brother want to be a protection plan member? Do you think he want to be an agent? After what you just saw. And she's like, let them all in. Brother's an entrepreneur. I know that in time he'll convert over. And, I just explained to her that's a $199 fee. And I asked more information. Tell me how your office is set up. Do you have a conference room? Yes, Steve, I have a conference room. When everybody come in, I like you to enroll them in a conference room. It's a TV in there and stuff like that. I said, well, is it enough room in there for maybe 5 to 10 chairs? And she said I have 5 chairs in there right now, but I know I can get 10 in there. I said that's no problem. She's probably about a 20-minute drive from me, and I'm letting her know. I'm talking to her. I'm telling her I just need you to help me market this area. Your community, and we're gonna start corporate overviews there every week. And I said, that this is gonna be your business, and I'm gonna just set it up for you, and I'm gonna work it with you, and we're gonna grow together. And, she's
Awesome.
excited, right? Hold on, she's excited, right? So here's the funny part. She got everything scheduled and set up with me for the 20th, and I think that's on a Wednesday. And I'm getting ready to hang up with her now. So I'm ending the conversation. Okay, I see you on the 20th. You have a good day. She like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm I would like to enroll now, but I'm kind of busy, and I'll be busy this weekend. But Monday, let's get me signed up. You know. So I'm like, okay, I'm just getting ready to hang up the phone. She
All
like,
right.
yeah, Monday I want to enroll. So I'm like, cool. She like, yeah, let's get me enrolled, get me going. So when the 20th come, we can take care, my clients. So I'm like, yeah, this is a good start
Awesome.
for you. Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. And obviously, we got to get her to a training, right? We got to get her to an SOS training.
that's right.
I'm assuming she probably signed up as a. If she's that excited, I'm sure you got her in as a pro, right?
She's not in yet, but
Okay.
Monday,
Make sure
Monday,
Monday will be the break bread day.
that's right. That's right.
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
very cool. I mean, obviously she has the resources there. Obviously, it sounds like she's, got the right connections, and one of the things that, obviously she's got to get trained. I mean, uh, and people, we talk to people about getting training or getting to trainings and getting trained all the time, and we've seen, myself personally, I mean, I've seen people come into the business that had, a lot of potential themselves, were able to like get people into the business, but because they weren't involved in the training themselves and the people that they brought in weren't involved in the training, nobody stuck around. And because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. They didn't understand the how this business works, and they weren't willing, furthermore, to get trained. So it's an unfortunate thing. I tell people, listen, if you're going to come in and if you're excited about this business and you're going to come in and really going to do this, man, make sure that the last thing you want to do is go out and enroll 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 agents and then not have anybody trained, and then 3 months from now everybody's gone. Put all that work and all that effort into it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Do it the right way. Greg always talks about that. When you do this business, if you do it the right way, it will build itself. It will continue to grow. And the right way is to get people, obviously, into the training. So, Josiah, we haven't heard from you yet. Josiah, can you hear us okay? Josiah in Atlanta. How about Cecilia? Cecilia, can you hear us? If you guys got something, I think we may have lost someone here, but if you guys have something you want to add, go ahead, let's add, and let's just talk a little bit about maybe, what your experience has been to this point, with the business.
One of the things
Certainly.
I wanted to bring up while Stephen was talking, when she was, his potential new agent was asking about, are you just tossed in? Do you have to learn a bunch of information really fast? What are the requirements? And obviously there is a lot of information to learn, and the faster you learn it, the, the better off you are in a lot of cases. But this is where it's really important that you as individuals and you as people bringing new people into the company are having everyone fill out a personal commitment form. I reevaluate my personal commitment form every 30 days almost, because depending on different months and school stuff with my kids and work and church and all that, my commitment to actually scheduled hours might change a little bit. But for sure, when you're launching your new people, you need to make sure that you have to fill out that commitment form, because if Stephen didn't know that information, he could have easily overwhelmed her with too much information, too much, quote, work or homework from the start, and she would have thought this was too much and less, you know. Whereas if you've had them tell you, I want to work 5 hours a week, or I mean, I've had someone give me an hour a week, and that's really all they could do, and they've grown a great business, you know. But you have to know that going forward. So really, if you haven't filled that out for yourself, if you haven't filled that out for yourself in the last 6 months, fill it out again. Send it back to your upline. Make sure they know what you're capable of doing. Randy always knows what kind of time I'm putting into FES, you know, and then make sure you're doing the same thing with your new people, because you don't want to blow people out of the water, but you also don't want to give someone that has 20 hours a week 5 hours worth of training and materials and things to do. So just really, it's an important aspect that I think a lot of us forget and get away from in the excitement of bringing new people into the opportunity.
Awesome. Hey guys, sorry about that. Step away for a second.
You know, Mark.
Go ahead.
Oh, I said I want to agree with Catherine on that, because, like I said, she was concerned about learning the information, and you know, if it was too much, and I kind of explained to her, but I didn't just want to keep on talking about the business, you know. So I told her, I said, you know what, if you got an hour a week, we can break it down and make it work for you.
We got Deborah in the house finally.
Yay! Hey there.
Glad to have you.
No, great to be here. Great to be here. Absolutely.
Do you have any hot tips that you've been using lately, or just something exciting that's been going on? Obviously, you've seen some great success with FES, and take a minute to encourage everyone with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, first of all, I just want to say it's an honor to be on the Hangout, and for some reason it's a little dark here with my camera, so I apologize. But a couple of tips. I just really believe that especially when we have new agents, that to your point about having the new agent commitment agreement, we have got to really help inoculate people to the pitfalls of this industry. And so many times individuals come into the industry and, you know, everybody wants to win and they want to have great, fast success. And so I think that we have to basically manage expectations. And so to the point of having the discussion about the time availability and the going through the checklist and looking at managing the time and the activities related to the time, I think is critically important to help a person really see the strategies to start to promote and have success. Because a lot of times people come in and they might say, listen, you know, my goal is to become a certain level and make a certain income. And so when we're looking at the commitment agreement and looking at the hours that are available, we can more easily match the hours to what could be really perceived as an expectation, so that a person is not saying, listen, I have, you know, 2 hours a week to give to the business. I'd like to make, you know, $10,000 a month in month 2 or month 3. So we have to be able to say, listen, let's talk about something realistic to make sure that a person doesn't, you know, already come in and then it's so quick for someone to all of a sudden think that they're not successful or they're not able to have great success. So those are some things that I think are important from the onset, is to really, you know, walk them through the fact that, listen, based off of your hours, this is what I think we can accomplish, and start to make it bite-sized, manageable pieces. Because we have individuals in this business that are having phenomenal success with limited hours, and then there's others sometimes that have more hours that maybe don't have still the success that they want. But I really believe that our system is so strong that individuals that stay with the system, stay with the program, plug in, and are consistent with their activities are just bound to have great success.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're right. I mean, we really have to make sure that, like you said there, right, we have a very, it's a simple business. It's not easy. It's a very complex. There's a lot of moving parts, and you know, even myself, when I'm talking with yesterday, I actually did an orientation with a new agent, and it's like, I mean, there's just so much information. I mean, you could just like literally blow them out of the water. And I have to catch myself because for us, it's like we've been doing it for a while, so it's like second nature. We have to really catch myself and kind of like you said, just give them enough to be able to digest and start them moving anyways in the right direction, you know, in terms of getting their business started and the things that they have to do in those initial stages. But really got to break it down for them because there's just so much information. And to let them go off on their own and start going through their business office, and I mean, my gosh, it's just it's a lot of information. So thank God for the system, you know, the way that it's laid out, and obviously the trainings, getting people plugged into the training so that they can, you know, learn that system and understand the order of things that we do. It's very incredible. Again, we were talking earlier, Deborah, and I don't know if you heard us, or I think you were still maybe we're still trying to get on the call, but you know, the fact that we have this incredible university. I mean, most of the other companies out there, I don't know any other company out there that has their own internal university, if you will. And a lot of those companies, they have to depend upon generic trainings for their agents or distributors or whatever. And we, again, being very fortunate, we have this FES University to train our agents. So that's very powerful. And I've seen surveys out there where people have talked about the fact that, you know, one of the things that they're lacking and they feel like they're missing when they do get involved in this type of industry or this type of business is training. You know, they don't have that training. And certainly here we have that through FES University. So
not a problem here. I'm usually getting complaints that we have too much training.
Right. Awesome. Who haven't we heard from? Is anybody else have anything they want to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add something also too. You know, it's kind of amazing because prior to my amazing FES career, I worked in education. And so I had been through a lot of different trainings, whether it be Stephen Covey or, you know, the Blanchard training and just on and on it goes. And so having come from that academic setting, I was thinking, you know, okay, that's great. We have a university. And I had a certain level of expectation. But let me just say I was blown away by the phenomenal training. I mean, just the system is so phenomenal and it's so organized and efficient. And just the materials that one can get coming into this business, being able to have, you know, booklets and pamphlets and so much great information. And then the training, when you think about the secrets of success, 16 hours of curriculum, and the weekend just goes by so fast, you know, with the training that's in place. And I mean, just the excitement that one has coming out of it, it makes you just more equipped for life, more equipped to be a better spouse, to be a better human being. And so I think that that's one thing that I can say is that we truly have a professional development system that's wrapped around an amazing package of products and services that everyone needs and a compensation plan that I think is second to none. And so our system is phenomenal. And I just know that I kind of can come in from a objective perspective because I worked in education for so long. And it's not just some, you know, name out there that we have a university. I mean, it's a solid, well-run system, and I'm very proud that we as a unit are able to take advantage and capitalize on something so amazing.
Awesome.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else?
Yeah, I found out that once I got the information out to people, you don't have to beg them. Because if your credit is bad, when you wake up, it's still going to be bad. So they may not do it today, but before the end of the week out, they're calling you back. And they're like, I'm ready to go. You know, so it's a product that everybody needs, especially that protection plan. It's like so easy. I call it the life maintenance. It's just like having a maintenance plan for your car, your home, your appliances, and that's what we have. We have a life maintenance plan, and that's the way I explain it, and everybody just jumps on it. I appreciate it myself a lot.
Awesome, and you're right. I mean, it's amazing. So many in our marketplace because of the fact that, you know, those people know who they are. You know, once they see what we have to offer and in a solution for them, I mean, it's kind of, it's not like they can forget about the fact that you showed it to them. So it's
Right.
not like something they can walk away from. I mean, now they know the truth. Now they know what you have. Now they know that you have something, a solution for them. Eventually, they're going to come to the table. I mean, we've all had, or some of us that have been around for a while have experienced where we've had people call us back 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later.
Right.
I mean, and that's what happens, and that's why when we talk about exposing the information and making sure that you're getting the that video protection at pays.com or the FESprotectionplan.com video out there in front.
You muted yourself, Mark.
You don't know when they're going to do it, but we do know this, that eventually they're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's and it's only for their benefit. It's not like we're trying to get somebody to do something that's not good for them. Okay,
Right.
they just got to come. They just got to be willing to come to the table and accept the fact that it's now time to change. Get their credit in order, get their finances in order, get their all of their documentation and protections that they need, and identity theft protection, and just start to be financially responsible.
Right. I love the new booklets they have. They are so good. You don't have to do a lot of talking. You don't have to do a lot of talking. Just
No.
put the information in front of them. That's what
Absolutely.
I love about it. I was in a company where there was abuse. I had to explain the berries all the time, the berries, and people don't know what a berry is. It was very hard. But that's so easy. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah,
Mark,
I mean, really the video does the work for us. Yeah, go ahead.
Mark, this is Daphne. If you could talk a little bit about the process of getting agents. As I stated, I've been in the program. I've been a agent for 3 months now, joined at the conference, 2015 conference. Very excited about it, coming from the corporate world. And this is what I do. Because I'm no longer in the corporate world. I lost my job when I came back from FES. And I thought it would be something very, very easy to do. It's easy to get the people to sign up for the protection plan, but I'm struggling with the agent part. To me, it's struggling because it's been 3 months and I expected a lot more of myself. So sometimes it can be a little discouraging. Can we talk a little bit about that? I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, that I'm not getting agents, maybe I'm not talking to the right people. Not sure.
Absolutely. Anybody want to jump in on that?
Well, I mean, my first question would be, are you utilizing three-way phone calls? When you're getting a potential agent to watch the video and learn about the company, are you getting one of your upline people on the phone with you to help answer questions after they've done that? And, like, getting a specific follow-up time, like sending the video, but having a time, like, I'm going to call you at 8:30 to get your feedback on that video. So a lot of agents don't do that.
I've tried to do that a couple of times, but it has not come through. Either I can't get someone, a time has been committed for that, and the time comes, I don't have someone, so I end up talking to them about it. So I'm sure it's me. I've been told it's me.
Well, don't beat yourself up.
I've been told that it's you, so.
No, it's not necessarily that it's you. It's just that you are new to the system and maybe aren't using it to the fullest of its extent yet. And using the personal contact script is really huge. It's something that I fought for a long time when I started, and so when I am asking you these questions, it's because it's the very same mistakes that I made and still do make, honestly. That isn't because I'm calling you out. But that when you do those things as a regional sales director, I will still make my ESD get on the phone and do three-ways with me if I think it's going to help the prospective agent, So you're never too old and you've never been in the business too long to be doing that. But it does take practice, and that's where you have to really practice those tie downs you learned about in training and getting people to actually, if you're calling a friend to check out the video, this is a business call, you're on the phone 3 to 5 minutes, you're getting a follow-up time, and you're having your upline on standby for that follow-up time to call, and And if you really get disciplined about that and make that a non-negotiable, then, you know, I think you'll see your numbers turn a lot faster. But I'm sure Mark and Deborah have some ideas for you too.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Awesome. And I think just recognizing that, you know, certainly you're new, um, you're learning our system, allowing yourself that opportunity to learn the system. You're stepping out there, put the information out there in front of people, because as you do it, as you share the video, as you get on the phone, you're talking to people, and as you're learning your business, you're going to be able to fine tune and develop that conversation and help people, you know, by asking them questions, finding out, you know, what it is that they're looking for, finding out, you know, what they like about what they do, what they don't like about what they do, all the things that we talk about at the trainings, and just knowing that not everybody's going to do it, and that's okay. And you know, making sure that you leverage those people when you do talk with them. You know, some people, they're just not going to look at the information, and that's just the way it is. And I don't, you know, that's, you just got to have that I don't care attitude, right? I mean, for me today, it's like for anybody, when I talk to somebody, if they don't, I want to make them feel like they're missing out on something. If I give them an opportunity to take a look at this information, and sometimes what I'll say to them is I'll say, look, if I send this over to you, you're going to take a look at it, right? You know, because I want that commitment from them. And at some point, if that never happens, I mean, I just basically take it away from them. I mean, it's like, look, you know, perhaps this isn't the right thing for you, and that's okay. You know, unfortunately, I've got plenty of other people, or fortunately, I've got plenty of other people that are looking at it, and I don't want to waste your time, and certainly don't want to waste my time. And sometimes when you take that approach with people, it's like, well, wait a minute, you know, I do want to, you know, what do you mean maybe it's not for me, or maybe I don't want to do it? Sometimes you have to, fear of loss is a big thing for people. And one of the things that when we talk with agents, even when you're talking with the potential customers, sending them that text message that says, "Hey, listen, you know, hopefully you're going to get your situation taken care of, but if you don't, that's not a problem. Let me know if you're not interested, so I can take you off my list." And I've had, you know, something along those lines ending with, "Let me know so I can take you off my list if you're not interested." You know, taking it away from them. And I've had agents and clients that I couldn't get back a hold of that all of a sudden pop up out of the woodwork and go, "Hey, wait a minute, you know, I'm sorry I couldn't get back with you. Can we schedule a meeting, you know, a little bit later?" And then something happens. But and again, as you start to develop yourself, what I have found, and I'm sure that Deborah will tell you the same thing, you know, we're all developing as people in this system, in this program, and you know, it just gets to a point where it's almost like it's just second nature, or you know, we do things automatically, you know, and talk with people, like Stephen was talking about how when he has a conversation with somebody, he's kind of feeling out the conversation to see where it goes, to see if there's an opportunity to perhaps present to them the opportunity, you know, and we're always listening for that. There's things that we do that we learn during the trainings, and so just give yourself time. You know, obviously you're plugged into the trainings. You got an awesome leader there working with Daniel, and just give yourself some time to develop the skills, because that's what we're doing. You come from the corporate America. I'm sure that you did very well with what you did. Give yourself the time and opportunity to develop the skills to be successful with this business, and it'll all happen for you. So.
All right. I'm counting on that.
Deborah. Yep,
yes,
Deborah.
okay,
I'm sure you got something you want to add to that.
Absolutely. Adding to these wonderful comments, I would just say that, you know, when you think about this industry, it's always a combination of the law of high numbers in conjunction with the law of averages. And so a lot of times we pin our hopes on some conversations, and many times we think, boy, we've talked to a lot of people, and then if you really track it and really look at it, sometimes it's not as many as we think. And so I always say, you know, we have the, again, because we have such a wonderful company with wonderful tools, we have the Players Club form that I would suggest that, you know, be used one per month, so you can really track what's taking place month by month. And so, and they encourage that at the trainings. And so this month, you know, the month of April, you have a new sheet where you're actually tracking what's taking place this month. And so what will happen is as you start to fill that pipeline up, we have a funnel. And so I love the form that we have where it says over the course of a month, if you've had, say, upwards of 50 conversations or exposures with just 2 a day, on average, which isn't a lot. I mean, a part-time or full-time person can do that, 2 a day. It's going to narrow down to maybe we're only a third of them will have looked at the information. Certainly, we then talk about the number 15. And then out of the 15, you're looking at 5 agents. So I would just say to keep filling that pipeline up. And after a while, just from the sheer number of exposures, and then those exposures that should always also provide you yet another referral. If someone's not interested, as we walk through the system, we're asking them, if this isn't for you, do you know anyone this might be a good fit for, or do you have someone that may need our services in real estate, mortgage, car systems, alarm systems, furniture stores? I mean, our list goes on and on. So you're always then getting another person or two, and so you're always filling that pipeline up. And just remember that as you start to continue to expose, and then you end up having a handful of agents that you then can start to build from, it's going to be it's going to really just take off, and it's be an amazing impact. And so 3 months in, this is really, you're still at the starting line, and I'm just excited that you bring such a phenomenal background from corporate America, because those skills will become very valuable for you. But one thing that we always say is that in this business, we're all new. So it doesn't matter where we came from. It doesn't matter what experience we had. We can bring that expertise with us, but then we can learn this system. And, and it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. I love some of our trainers that even they talk about how we've had people that have made it to sales director in a week. We've had others that maybe it took them 18 months or longer. But then those same individuals, I can think of one in particular, she's now one of our top 5 money earners. She's a regional vice president. So it's, this race is not to the swift, but it's to the one that endures. And so I commend you, and to have a phenomenal leadership team that is in place, and then all of our cross-line partnerships, it's going to be an amazing run for you.
Thank you all so very much. It's very encouraging. I'm going to work that players list. Thank you.
Yes.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything they want to add? Any questions, comments? I know I just got a message from Josiah here, who's going to be, he's in Atlanta. His mic's not working right now, but he just sent me a message that he will be at the Atlanta SOS training on April the 29th. And that'll be his second training, and I mean, it's we say, how many people sometimes will ask, well, how many trainings do I need to go to? And it's like, well, are you at where you, number one, are you where you want to be with your business right now? So if the answer to that is no, then you probably need to continue to get trained. And the other thing that we say is that you don't need the trainings when the trainings need you. So one thing that we all need to be aware of, and that we're certainly the people that are here are aware of this, is that we need to continue to go to the trainings. We need to continue to plug into the system. And again, we're very fortunate to have that in that captured system, if you will, that captured training system that we have, that we can plug into at any time. With trainings that are happening all over the country, the CDs that we have for the trainings, I mean, those are incredible. I mean, one thing that Daphne, I know if you talk with Daniel, he listens to those CDs every day. I mean, that's, we have to continue to put, the way I look at it is like this: I can either be putting this to my head or the stuff that's happening out in the world out here. Believe me, that stuff that's happening out there isn't going to help me to be successful long term in my life. And I know that by being involved with FES and being involved with all of the the incredible people that are involved in this company, and being plugged into this incredible, having this incredible product that we have and this incredible training platform, it's changed my life. I mean, I mean, we started this training program back in 2010 roughly. And it took me 6 months to finally somebody calling me and telling me, you got to go, you got to go, you got to go. And I'm like, why do I need to go to a training? And so when I went the first time, I mean, it just like blew me away. I was like so excited at the information, and beyond that, the possibility. I was like, oh my God, if we can get everybody into a training like this, can you imagine what can happen? And here we are today, 4 years later or 5 years later, as a result of that training. And my God, look what has happened, right? I remember after that first training calling Mike Toloff and going, man, I hope that this is something that we're, because at that point it was just a kind of a trial basis. And I told him, I said, Mike, man, I said, this is something that we've needed for years, and I hope that this is something that we're going to, keep as part of our training platform, our system. And fortunately, that's what happened, and great things have happened as a result of this. So we just need to continue to get trained, plug our teams into the trainings, learn that system. I mean, this business is so, again, it's a simple business. It's not easy, but we have to continue to train. All of us, myself, Deborah will tell you, Catherine, everybody that's on here. So, anybody else?
So I had a funny situation this last week. I had a guy that I had literally exposed this opportunity to 2 years, almost to the day this month, over 2 years ago. And he contacted me and just like out of the blue, like I've been trying, like I kind of randomly would follow up with him, check in. I keep getting, yeah, I want to do it, and then as soon as he'd say that, like he'd disappear for 4 months. Literally, like I never hear from him again. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're not doing it. And after about the fourth time of this happening, I was like, if this guy comes back around, I'm going to tell him no. I'm going to say, this isn't for you. I'm not going to work with you. You're flaky, and it's not the kind of, people that I want on my team. And I was going to be much more polite than that. I can't be diplomatic. But I was just done. So sure enough, last Friday, he messages me out of the blue, hey, I'm ready to get started with FES. Do you have a sale you can give me? I started laughing, like, no, I don't. And I'm really not sure that this is the right business for you. And he was like, well, why? I'm in lending, and I would be, I have all these contacts. And I said, but for me, this business is about consistency. And you have not proven to be that consistent. And so I have some concerns that this isn't the business for you, and that I'm not sure that you're the kind of person that I have on my team, because I have very dependable, consistent people. Because I'm not afraid to tell people no, like Mark was saying. If I don't want to work with them, if I don't think they're a good fit for this company, I have no problem saying no. And he was shocked. He was silent for a while. It was a little awkward. And he came back and he's like, you know what? I'm really glad you said that, because you're dead right. And I want to earn your respect back, and I want to earn back the ability to be on your team. And so it was really cool, because ever since then, I have heard from him every day. He has been checked in. He's been watching the videos. He actually, due to his company's policies, he's getting ready to put in notice, and so he can't officially sign up. But he has watched literally every training video at FES University. He has read the scripts, started practicing them with me, going over it, made lists of people, like hundreds of people, because he's a loan officer that's been having to turn a lot of people down. So it's actually really cool, because of course I'm still holding my breath, well, not really, we'll see what happens. As Greg Emmerman always says, we'll see. But it was hilarious to watch how me just being really blunt and not being afraid to lose this guy, because the fact is I never had him. So me not being afraid to lose this guy has actually turned him to one of my best agents, even though he's not an agent yet. He's got a list of people a mile long ready to call. He's shown it to me. I've seen it. So I think it was a really encouraging moment for me to, one, continually stay top of mind. Consistency is key. When he wanted to get back started in this business, he came to me because he knew I'd still be doing it, and I was still doing it. And then he also, I wasn't afraid to be honest with him, and it's actually created a better relationship between him and I, and created somebody that when they come on, the expectation is clear of how we do things as a company, that integrity and follow through and honoring your word, are important aspects of our team, and that it's expected of everyone that comes aboard. So it was just a neat lesson, a neat reminder for me, and hopefully a good reminder for you guys too. We don't want everybody. We want the people that are going to do the job and to have high integrity, and most importantly, to genuinely care about their customers. I have no interest And the money's great. I love the money. But I have no interest in anyone on my team that's only about the money. We really want to make sure that we're keeping our clients at the top, you know. And I was talking to Stephen, referenced a call I did with him this week. The guy does need credit restoration, but in the first 15 minutes of that phone call, it didn't sound like he did. And neither Stephen or I was going to put him on the protection plan because it sounded like there was no reason to. We dug deeper, found out that there was actually very many reasons why he needed our service, but neither one of us was going to put somebody into something they didn't, you know. And that's the kind of integrity and the level of commitment that we want to have to our customers and clients, so that way they know that they can come back and trust us. So just an interesting week we've had here with FES.
Awesome. Anybody else?
We have my new agent, Mike Sherman, in the house.
I was gonna say we just got joined by somebody. Hey, Mike, how are you?
Not too bad. I tried to switch over, and I'm late to the game.
Well, we were having some link issues in the beginning anyway, so no problem.
Yeah, the Google Plus wouldn't follow you, so I back out of it. And I followed Catherine's link. So
where are you located at?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, awesome.
Cards Nation.
I'm a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, that's why we're not that close.
So, are we? Do we have something coming up in St. Louis? A training coming up? SOS training?
Not right now. St. Louis is combining with Chicago for the next few months, so all Chicago trainings will have St. Louis people joining them there.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get.
Chicago's not on the market right now.
Right, we have to get Mike. Is it Mike? It's Mike, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Have to get Mike up to. Have to get him to Chicago.
Yep.
How long have you been with us now, Mike?
5 weeks at this point.
5 weeks. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. What? So what's? How's it been for you? I mean, what's going on?
He's a fall.
I have yet to make a sale.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get you there. We'll get you there. You got to get that list together, people. And certainly, you got Catherine is awesome, and she'll be able to certainly help you. Help you get things rolling. So.
Yeah.
We just got to get you trained, get you plugged in, and put you to work, get you working. That's one thing that when we go to the SOS trains, we see the video that Tony Camilleri did. Is if you treat it like a job, you have to treat it like a job, and that's really what it is. I mean, the only difference being is that we're responsible for what we do in our day's activity. We're responsible for creating what we want to create with this business, and we have to, like we were talking earlier with Daphne, we have to hold ourselves accountable for that. I mean, we don't have somebody standing over the top of us telling us what to do and how to do it, and we're not walking into a job where we've been doing the same thing for the last 10, 15, 20 years. You know exactly what to do. So it's exciting from that perspective for me because we have an opportunity to learn something new in this business. Even though, I've been doing it for as long as I have, I still learn something about myself, about the business, every day when I do this. I mean, one of the things that I try to do is challenge myself at some level every day in this business, because there are certain things that I know that I need to work on in myself to get better at what I do. And so I always have to be looking for those things that I don't want to do or that I'm afraid to do, because I know that those are the things that are going to get me to that next level. I know that those are the things that are going to create that growth in myself, whether it's in my business or whether it's personally. And so we have to make sure that we're aware of that. And I was talking with a newer agent today, and he was telling me about how something that he wanted to do because he didn't feel that he was very good at doing this other thing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. that thing that you're not very good at doing, that's the thing we need to be doing so that you can get better at that as well. You know, if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again all the time, there can't be any growth, there can't be any change. So when you become an agent with us with FES, you know, those things there's going to be things that we have you to do or that we ask you to do that aren't going to be comfortable. You know, like for example, Mike, you're a fall. I was a fall when I had 20
He
years
doesn't
of
even know what that is
engineering.
yet.
20 years of engineering background, sitting in front of a computer, not having to talk to anybody, but deal with my computer and handle my meetings, and then go back into my cubicle. And so, you know, having to go out and talk with people now, and certainly something that obviously I'm able to do, but it was certainly a change, you know, for me once I left that industry. Um, but again, it's something that you know, if you plug into the system, and certainly you got a great team there in the St. Louis market that can help you. I'm sure that as long as you're committed to it, as long as you're willing to do the work, great things can happen. So awesome, and welcome.
Deb and Mark, can you speak to just consistency in the business and how consistency has helped your business grow over the years? I know you both have been in a while. I mean, Mark, you've been in for 11 years. And Deb, I know you've been in longer than I have. You know, so can you guys just speak to that how consistency has impacted your business over the years?
Go ahead, Deborah.
Okay, absolutely. Well, you know, the reality of the business was that when I first signed on, I had to just, you know, always be willing to learn and grow. And so I remember the opportunity to become what our company has, which is the season pass holder, which you either have heard about or will hear about, making a commitment to the curriculum. And so, you know, that to me was the first step, you know, of being totally committed to the system, to be able to say, listen, if I'm going to, you know, really lock and load here, I need to totally be sold out to the training and the resources. And so as I've gone along, it's been very critical that not only have I, you know, attended as many of the trainings as I can attend and the advanced trainings, I've also tried to attend any local meetings that take place here in the area. Mark leads a phenomenal call with the team Monday through Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, being plugged into that so that, you know, you're continuing to hear information, have a sounding board, people that will be helpful and be great resources. I think it's important to listen to the new agent training call until the items just sink in. That takes place on Monday evenings. That's a nice job that the company does. Mark and a couple of other key people do a Wednesday night products and services overview call. I think that's phenomenal because that helps, you know, and continue to give you the information about the products so that they really start to resonate. Mark just mentioned, and I can't underscore it enough, those tapes that can be purchased at our university, FES University, which are the tapes that were completed by the phenomenal trainer we have, Greg Ammerman. And those tapes, you know, again, begin to be heard over and over again so the information sinks in. And then just doing the consistent tasks day in and day out, you know, really over time creating a solid few good corporate accounts and those relationships. I use marketing material, collateral material. I have little postcards that are basically a business card, just a little bit larger, a 3x5 size. When I'm at the cleaners, when I'm at the car wash, when I'm out and about, you know, I leave a few here and there. Same thing with road signs. I still do that. I mean, those are great resources, especially in the spring and summer, to obtain clients. On Facebook here and there or Instagram, I do postings to promote my business, not overkill, but, you know, just looking a lot of times on those social sites for potential people I may have forgotten about, and I keep adding them to my database so that my people to contact, we just never run out. I mean, this is where people are our inventory, and we never run out of people. If we're just constantly being good scouts and looking for talent, and I love what Catherine said, looking for people that we think would be good fits for the team. Sometimes we make home runs, sometimes we get singles, if you use a baseball analogy. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, as long as we keep putting opportunities out there to find good people, they will be found, and our team will continue to grow. And so that's been very critical. And then I use, we have some great materials where I can track my, my exposures. I think that's very important. Being organized, that's so critical. So many times, I'm a winter slash summer personality, and you'll hear about that more and more at the trainings. But that means, I like the fun side, but I'm also very serious. But the fun side of me doesn't always like organization, so I have to force myself, kind of like what Mark was saying about, taking on those areas that we may not be comfortable with. I was always around people, not like Mark as an engineer. I've always been around people doing trainings as an educator, but organization's always been a struggle. So being consistent with that, and then just really managing our expectations, because if you just keep going and keep talking and keep exposing and staying committed and being plugged in, success is inevitable. I just really believe that. And so I think even coming on a call like this and being able to be a part of a group that can come together and brainstorm and discuss things is just so vital and so valuable. And then I just think being teachable, never losing that zest to learn. Like for instance, having a phenomenal leader like Catherine, being able to pick her brain. And she mentioned earlier utilizing the power of the validation calls, because really, if you expose the business, we pique the interest, we do an exposure with our Protection That Pays website to expose the information, and then use that validation call. You then, much like in our presentation, you have contacts, but you may not have respect and credibility yet in this industry, and that's where you can lean on the expertise of someone else and really get out of the way, and then let that expert help you, build your business. And so you get to learn while you earn. And so those are just a few little nuggets and tidbits about just, being consistent. And just absolutely, Catherine said it earlier before you were on the call, she reviews her commitment agreement, over and over again. We have those resources in our back office. It's, really just staying true to your commitment agreement. And on there it says, don't evaluate your business for the first 90 days, and don't even adjust your goals for the first year. Of course, we make tweaks along the way, but to not do radical changes on your goals, and just really reviewing that. What is your why? Why did you make the decision to join? And then just being, beholden to that why, because, of course, we know pitfalls will come, and, and inoculating yourself to the challenges that can come from now being an entrepreneur in this industry. And I think just those areas, along with, I'm sure, other tips that others have, I think have been very critical, I know, on my end. And welcome aboard. We're so excited to have you in the FES family. Woo!
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. And so much that you said there, Deborah, that was like, just like so spot on. And for me, I've been with the company for a very long time, and certainly I don't really consider my start date until when we actually transitioned from what we were prior to 2010 to what we are today, because that's really, and actually when you take a look at it, the opportunity itself, the protection plan didn't come into play until 2011, 2012 was when we really kind of solidified what we are today in terms of the compensation plan, in terms of our product launch and that type of thing. So it hasn't been, the good news is that we're with a company that's been in the market for a long time, and has a proven products, proven results, documented results, and but we are young in terms of who we are today, in terms of our compensation structure, in terms of our business model. Okay, so but being consistent, for me it was just I knew this was what I wanted. I didn't see, when I look at all the other opportunities that are out there, and when I talk about that, I mean like work-related type opportunities. There was nothing when I made the commitment, when I made the decision to transition to this business full time. I completely took everything off of the table, any other option that was a possible option for me, because it's kind of like I was gonna. You got to burn the ships. If you're in this business, but you still have your toe in some other water, it's not going to work. I mean, you have to really, sell out to the system. You have to, believe that you can do this. And how do you do that? How do you build that belief system? Well, you build that belief system by being around other people that are, on the same, trying to achieve the same goal as you are. You build that belief system by, being on the calls. You build that belief system by being at the trainings. You build that belief system by, attending the advanced trainings that we do, and just plugging in at the highest level to all of the information, watching, the videos in the morning when you get up, getting on the morning wake-up call, all of those things that we do. Why do we do that? Well, because we're trying to build our belief system. We're trying to build our armor. We're trying to, so that we don't get discouraged, because believe me, I'm sure that over the last 4 years, have there been times when things have happened in my business that I wasn't happy about or discouraged about? Absolutely, but it's about managing those emotions, managing those feelings that you have. Most people come into this business, and if they're coming from someplace else and they're coming into this business new, they have the first time. He was talking with an agent the other day. He made his first 5 phone calls, and what he told me after the 5th one was he was a little bit disappointed in the way a couple of the calls had turned out. And I'm like, but that's how people are. I mean, it was only 5 phone calls. How can you be disappointed after 5 phone calls? But that's what people do. I mean, some of us that are on here have literally made hundreds of phone calls, and but we don't get disappointed anymore. Because we've gotten trained. We've learned to manage our emotions. We've learned to manage our expectations from people. I don't get upset if somebody doesn't call me back. I don't get upset if somebody doesn't join my business. I don't get upset if somebody doesn't become a customer. And it's like, hey, that's up to them. That's their decision. I'm just here to share the information with you, and then you take it, you do with it. Certainly I'm gonna, if there's interest there, or if I can help you to see how it's going to improve your situation, I'm going to do that. But whether or not you're willing to receive that, that's entirely up to you. So I think that being consistent in the business, a big part of that in the beginning is managing your expectations of people and controlling your emotions. You don't get happy. You don't get excited when somebody comes in your business. You don't get excited or get disappointed when somebody doesn't sign up for your business. You got to kind of it's not necessarily be a flat line. Certainly, I get spikes of happiness and a spike of disappointment, but it's gone. It's there for a minute. I recognize that I'm having that emotion, and then it's gone. I'm on to the next. I'm on to the next feeling, baby. I'm on to the next phone call. I'm talking to the next person, right? You were in my mind for a minute, but boom, now you're gone. That's how you have to be, and that's what you'll learn to do over time. And if you can't manage your emotions and your expectations, then it's going to be very, very hard for you. And again, being in the trainings, being around people that are having success with the business, being part of this group here, it's going to help you to be able to do that. It's going to help you to be able to manage your expectations and disappointments. And certainly, I don't view any of it as disappointments. It's all part of the journey. This is the journey that I'm on, and some of it's fun, and some of it's not so fun sometimes, But hey, it's the journey, and you want to make sure that you enjoy each step along the way, because when you get there at the end, when you finally get to that destination, if you missed all of everything in between it, that's what it was all about. It's all the stuff that happened from the time you started until the time you got there. That's what it was all about. The destination, that's just the end. Then you got to, what do you do then? You got to start over, keep going, So enjoy the ride, like we say, right? Enjoy the ride. Awesome. Anybody else got anything they want to questions or comments?
I have a question about organization.
Sure.
Deb had mentioned that she has a program. Is it a self-taught or self-built program?
Like for organizing customers and agents and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I guess my biggest struggle right now is I'm not following up with people, because I've talked to so many people, and to sit down and write them out in an Excel spreadsheet and and do all that stuff, I am having a hard time following up with everyone.
I can answer that back for you. I use the actual FES system, and that's at the FES University website under paper products. There's the Trio packet, and so we just introduced that within the last year, and so that's been phenomenal. Most of us use that, and so when you go to the trainings, the secrets of success, it's discussed there. But if you're able to go ahead and maybe look into getting that now, that's been great for me. I don't know if there's anybody else here. Okay, there we go. I heard some kids. But anyway, that's been great for me to be able to track them. So it actually categorizes them, and in the interim, before you get them, what we have are 3 categories. One would be the prospects that you're talking to, and so basically in that book it has that section. So when you're talking to people, we can transfer them from was a couple of systems, but I transfer them and put them into that Trio booklet under prospects, and then also for potential corporate accounts, we segment them that way, and then for potential agents, corporate accounts, and then customers.
Okay,
and so those, yes.
It was like that starting packet.
Yes, that's starting exactly right on the money.
Okay.
Yep. And so before that, though, I mean, I still use the couple forms we have, but that one to me has just been a game changer. So I would try that one if you haven't yet, and I think you'll find that really kind of puts it into play. And then there you go, right there. And then the other thing is that I don't know about you, but I get business cards, I get sticky notes. So I started keeping like a little brown pouch in my briefcase or my purse. So when I'm getting business cards, I'll actually take them, put them in there, and I just like make myself transfer them when I get home to that Trio booklet. And then the other thing that I have really made myself do is I keep blank cards. When I meet people, I give them one of my blank cards that I picked up at Office Max, and on there I just, it can be blank, or I actually sometimes typed in name, phone number, email address, and where did we meet. So sometimes people don't have business cards, and I have them like in a manila color, so that way when I meet someone, instead of getting these little sticky notes or whatever, they don't have business cards, and then I can put them in that same little brown pouch. So when I get home, I can transfer them. But trust me, I'm a summer. Sounds like you might have a little bit of that personality too, where we have to like force ourselves into that system, because to your point, Mike, you're calling and making these contacts, and it's so easy to all of a sudden just lose track of people, and then you're sitting there going, oh my goodness, wow, that I just like let them fall through the cracks, so so there you go.
Yeah, sometimes we just got to slow down too when we're new. One of the things that I like to do with my new agents, I don't want them like burning through like, their entire warm market list, and then, one time it wasn't myself, but somebody else had an agent, and we were talking with him, and he's like, well, I'm not getting results. I'm like, well, how many people have you called? He says, well, I've called like 100 people. He had a list of paper. He said, I called like 100 people. I'm like, wait a minute. You've already called 100 people? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, right now you're just like letting us know that you're having a problem? I mean, he already went through that entire list of people. Not that he could go back. The point being is that, when you're new in the beginning, just kind of slow down. What I tell my agents is, we're going through, we're practicing the script, and they're making a phone call. Make a couple of calls, and then kind of like step back for a minute and evaluate, what went on that call. So that way you're not repeating the same, certainly you want to get your expert on the line with you whenever you can do that, but at the same time you don't want to be repeating the same mistake over and over like 50 times or 100 times, and then by then you're through all your people and you're like, wow, nothing happened. So, slow down, work with Catherine, for example, make a few phone calls. Sometimes I've even done it where I've been on mute in the background and they're making a call, just to kind of hear what they're saying and critique them, because you got to understand something. If you obviously you want to get that conversation down based on the script, you want to get that down as quickly as possible, again, so that you can maximize your opportunity when you're having those conversations with those people that you're reaching out to. I mean,
Here.
you don't want to waste that energy. You don't want to waste that opportunity because they may be that person. They may be that person that if it's presented to them in the correct way, if it's presented to them the way that we teach in our system, then their perception of it may be differently, and they may, take a little different approach if it's done again correctly. So you don't want to again burn up all those people. So slow down. Take, like Deborah said, use the trio, add your entries in there because the follow-up is really the key to this business. You're not going to get a lot of people that are just going to hear it for the first time and sign up. Right? So the follow-up is really where the fortune is in this business. And if you're not keeping accurate records so that you can follow up with those people, that's going to hurt you big time. Okay? So it's the phone calls are great. We want you making the phone calls, but the money's going to come in the follow-up. That customer, they're going to have to, a lot of times they want to see some information. You're going to have to do a demo with them, or agent. They're going to want to see, have to go through the videos. Maybe they want to get them on a product training call, or maybe you get them on a webinar. Maybe you get them on a three-way phone call. But again, it's all in the follow-up. So if you're not tracking that so that you can make those follow-up phone calls, that's going to cost you a lot of money, and that's going to cost you. So just slow down, think about what you're doing, take good notes, maximize those phone calls that you're making, by getting Catherine involved and doing the three-way phone calls. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything they want to add in? I think we have Jovan. Can you hear us? I think I might have muted you.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
Awesome. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you guys. Sorry, I actually kind of forgot about the hangouts. I actually went to a church service tonight, which is actually I end up running into a few protection plan members that I have enrolled in my church. And I have a question. I have two people that's telling me that TransUnion is sending them letters saying that their identification was like unverified, like they can't use their identification. I don't know, pretty much. I really didn't know what to tell them about it, besides the fact that we could call corporate on Monday. Have any of you guys had that issue or are familiar with that?
Yeah, absolutely. From time to time, TransUnion, Experian, or could even be Equifax, even though the documentation that we know was sent to them was correct because it's verified by our processing center. They take a look at those documents to make sure that the documents. Hey, Jovan, can you mute your phone for a second? Awesome. So our processing center takes a look at those documents to make sure that they are acceptable documents. The credit reporting agencies, depending upon the volume of disputes that they're getting in, will use that letter as a delay tactic where they'll send that back to the customer saying, the information that you sent to us was not verifiable or was not acceptable address or social security verification. And then you just have to simply comply with them and send them another piece of information. But certainly, anytime you have that type of situation, you want to always have them, follow up with corporate so that corporate knows what's going on, that the credit coach is there, and send any documentations that they get back from the bureaus back to the corporate office, because there could be other things going on there that perhaps, I'm out in the field with you just like everybody else. I leave that's their expertise at corporate, handling and dealing with those bureaus and dealing on that. And my business is out on the road, talking with customers, exposing and looking for agents. So I let them do their business. So again, in saying that, make sure that your customers send that information back to the corporate office. But that's what's going on with that particular letter. We've had that. I've seen it before. So nothing new there, Jovan. And when you're talking with your clients and those types of things are happening, you always want to not necessarily downplay it, but don't feed into, because a lot of times clients will get, oh, I got this letter back, and they're telling me I don't have the right documentation or whatever it is, and you're like, oh man, what happened? Let me see it. You don't want to feed into their frenzy, because they don't understand what's going on. So it's just like you want to kind of defuse that, if you will. So it's like, okay, yeah, no big deal. Here's what we're going to do. On Monday, we're going to call corporate, and we'll talk with the credit analyst there, and they'll tell you what to do. So you want to have that approach with your clients, because again, they freak out. Sometimes they don't know what's going on. They don't understand this whole process, and you certainly, again, don't want to feed into that. You want to let them know that, hey, we'll get it taken care of. We just got to make a phone call on Monday, talk with the corporate office, and get it sorted out. So hopefully that helps, Jovan. Anybody else?
Yeah, that helps a lot. That's actually what I told her I was going to do too. So I paid it.
Awesome. 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 All right, guys. Well, listen. I mean, this has been, I think, pretty good, informative, a lot of fun. I think Deborah shared some awesome information. Catherine, Daphne, you guys think got some value out of this?
Most definitely. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I think what we want to do is we're looking at perhaps having these maybe once a week, where we can get together. We can invite our team members as we bring them on board, have them join us. We can do I mean, we've been on here. It's 9:47 right now, so I know we spent about the first 20 minutes. Thank you, Jason, for getting us straightened out here. Appreciate that. If we can do this, if you guys are open to do it once a week, I mean, I know there's going to be some times when some of us can't be here, but certainly it's something that we can promote, do it on a weekly basis, and just start to build it, invite people to it, and share information, and share ideas and tips, and inspire people, and just have a good time with it. So everybody's open to doing that.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Well, with that, I'm going to jump off here, and we'll be talking all again on Monday. We'll see you guys on the Monday if you're on the call, the morning call that we do Monday morning. And other than that, have an awesome weekend. If anybody needs anything, give me a buzz.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.